The laughter echoed in my mind, a cruel melody twisting the knife already buried deep in my chest. "Honey, you're being paranoid," Amelia had said, her voice laced with amusement, condescending yet dismissive. "Cody is just a colleague. We work late, that's all." Late. That word had turned into a venomous serpent in our marriage, slithering between us, poisoning the trust we had nurtured for over a decade. Amelia, a highly successful lawyer, had been spending increasingly long hours at the firm. At first, I had been supportive. As a freelance writer, I had the flexibility to manage our home, picking up our daughter, Lily, from school, preparing dinner, and tucking her in at night. But the late nights stretched longer, the excuses grew thinner, and the perfume she wore wasn't the one I had given her on our anniversary. My instincts screamed that something was wrong. Yet, whenever I voiced my concerns, Amelia merely laughed, brushing them off as irrational insecurities, until the voicemail. It wasn't even intentional, just an accidental dial. Cody's phone had pocket-called me, granting me an unfiltered window into their world. The sounds I heard left no room for doubt. This wasn't a business meeting. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I let the truth fester inside me, cold and calculating. The rage simmered, precise in its growth. Every detail of my response was planned to perfection. Every word, every moment, every ounce of her inevitable downfall. Our anniversary dinner was set at the same elegant restaurant where I had once proposed. Amelia arrived in a stunning red dress, her face glowing with joy, oblivious to the storm waiting to engulf her. Throughout the meal, I played my role flawlessly, the loving husband, reminiscing about our journey together. She soaked in the attention, the affection. If she felt any guilt, it was expertly concealed. Then dessert arrived, our favorite, a chocolate lava cake. I lifted my glass in a toast. To us, Amelia, 10 wonderful years. She smiled radiant. To us. "I have a special anniversary gift for you," I said, retrieving my phone. A voicemail, a rather intimate one. Her smile froze. The color drained from her face as I pressed play. Muffled yet unmistakable, the sound spilled into the sophisticated ambience of the restaurant. Conversation ceased. Forks clinked against plates. A hushed murmur rippled through the room. Amelia's eyes widened in horror. The laughter that had haunted me for weeks died in her throat, replaced by a strangled gasp. "Happy anniversary, Amelia," I murmured, my voice devoid of emotion. Her world shattered in an instant. The carefully constructed facade crumbled, leaving only the naked truth of her betrayal. She stammered, scrambling for an explanation, but the words tangled and failed her. I simply watched, cold satisfaction hardening my heart. The restaurant manager approached, alerted by the commotion. Amelia, humiliated and desperate, pleaded for me to stop, to speak in private. But this was only the beginning. I stood, my chair scraping against the floor, a sound magnified in the stunned silence. "My wife," I announced, my voice cutting through the quiet, "has been having an affair with her colleague, Cody." Gasps filled the room. Whispers buzzed like swarming insects. I left her there, drowning in the wreckage of her deception. My next stop was Cody's apartment. He opened the door with a smug grin, one that vanished the instant he saw me. He knew. The voicemail had reached him too. Before he could utter a single word, my fist met his jaw. He stumbled, pain and shock twisting his expression. I didn't stop. Months of suppressed rage erupted, and I unleashed every ounce of it upon him. He didn't fight back, not even once. He simply cowered, whimpering, a pathetic shell of a man. When I was done, I left him broken, a battered reminder of the storm he had helped create. The legal battle was messy. Amelia fought, of course, but the evidence was irrefutable. The voicemail sealed her fate. I won full custody of Lily. She was the only true victim in this war, an innocent child caught in the crossfire. I vowed to shield her, to ensure she never suffered the way I had. Time passed. The pain dulled, never disappearing entirely, but fading into something manageable. I found solace in writing, pouring my emotions onto the page. Lily grew into a strong, independent young woman. She never asked about her mother, and I never spoke of her. Some wounds are best left undisturbed. Years later, I saw Amelia again. She sat alone in a coffee shop, her face etched with lines of regret. She looked older, defeated. Our eyes met. There was no anger, no hatred, only a quiet sorrow. She offered a small, fragile smile, a silent apology. I nodded, a silent acceptance. The past was a ghost, lingering in the shadows of our lives. We were strangers now, bound only by memories of love, betrayal, and, ultimately, the painful weight of forgiveness. The laughter was gone, replaced by the quiet hum of a life moving on.